Hello everyone. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we're stepping into a moonlit standoff beneath a grapefruit tree where one question could split a family. Will Nee choose the home that raised her or the blood that returned? As Diep and CEO James face Nee's grandmother, a third path flickers, one choice that might protect everyone's heart without breaking the child's. What would you do when love pulls in two directions? If this story pulls you in, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss the next episode. When love pulls two ways, who protects the child? Stay for the choice. Dusk settles over the village. A single question hangs in the grapefruit leaves. When a child holds two homes, which one feels like safety? James lifts the wooden latch. It creaks like a house that has heard too many hard talks. The yard smells of citrus and warm dust. Chickens fuss, then hush. Nee's grandmother stands near the porch, shoulders squared, eyes old with long years. Her hands do not match her posture. They tremble, steady, tremble again. "I'm here for Nye," she says. The tone is firm, its edges shake. James lets the words arrive. "Diep adopted Nee when your family turned her away," he answers. Not an attack, a boundary placed where both can see it. The air stills, heavy and red with the last light. He keeps his voice even and names what is true. He speaks of Nee's mornings, quick fingers tying hair, shoes lined by the door, hot porridge, Diep's absent-minded humming, school notes pinned to the wall like small flags claiming a kinder future. "Nye's happiness comes first," he says. Simple words. The ground seems to shift a little. "I'm her grandmother," she replies, and the claim feels like a rope thrown from a moving boat. Behind it lives the fear of losing a chance to mend what was broken. James nods. He does not move closer. He does not move away. "Then let's ask her," he says. "Let Diep be there. Let Nye choose." The breeze threads the yard with cool air and the scent of soil. Her hands close, open, close. "If she chooses you," she asks, though she means the home with Diep too, "will she still know us?" James leaves space before he answers. "If she chooses us, we'll make room for you. If she chooses you, we'll help her pack with gentle hands." A promise shaped to carry weight without cutting skin. Night gathers. Uncle steps from the side path, hat in his hands, listening first, speaking last. "Let Nee choose. Her happiness matters most." The grandmother nods once, like a tree in wind. Before he leaves, the man glances at James's half-built house. "You'll need panels," he says. "I'll bring some." In another season, this would be barter. Tonight it is a thin bridge between shores. When the gate clicks shut, quiet returns in full. James stands under the pale coin of the moon and measures the vow he just made. Can he keep it clean in a tangled world? He breathes. He knows one skill. He stays. Inside, lamplight warms the small room. Diep sits on the bench near the window, shoulders rounded, listening with her whole face as James tells the yard's story. He does not skip the sharp lines. He does not polish the rough ones. "We'll let Nye decide," he says at last. Diep's eyes shine, not with drama, but with the ache of a love that refuses to cage. "If Nye wants her grandmother, I'll let her go." The sentence costs her. You can hear the price in the tiny breath after. James takes her hand. His thumb finds hers, like it remembers the path by heart. Outside, leaves brush the screen with a green whisper. They let hope take form so it can stand. The new house, a hearth that keeps soup warm, a garden that grows what the kitchen loves, a coop where Nee tosses feed and laughs when hens scatter it like confetti. A stone path she will lay herself from the door to the gate. Each picture a small lantern along a dark lane. Breathing eases as the lanterns multiply. Between pictures, truth waits. Diep tires sooner now. Some days her colour fades and lingers away. James knows the slope of her shoulder at day's end and what it means. He draws her close. "It'll be all right," he murmurs. He means that love will remain even if the form changes. They step outside for a little night air. The yard smells of earth turned with a shovel. A radio murmurs somewhere down the lane. Stars pin the sky in patient points. The world feels exact and fragile at once, like a teacup you can balance if your hand is steady. Back inside, they sketch a simple map for tomorrow. Morning call with the grandmother. Midday stop at school to speak with the counsellor who knows Nye. Evening, if strength allows, invite Nye to describe a good day in her own words. Deep coughs, fingers brushing a small blister pack. Clinic at 3 p.m. We keep tomorrow honest. The plan is steady scaffolding, not a cage. The lamp hums. A moth taps the shade and rests. The grapefruit shadow moves across the wall like a slow tide. "A child shouldn't have to choose," Diep says. James nods. "Adults made the mess. Adults can make the choosing safe." She squeezes his hand once, and the answer rings through him like a plucked string. Outside, the village narrows to late sounds, a dog settling with one last circle, a bicycle coasting by, a far gate closing. The questions do not vanish. They take a seat at the room's edge and wait their turn. James glances at the door, then at Diep. He will open it tomorrow and the next day, and as many days as needed. Tonight, the house holds them. Lamplight lifts their faces. The grapefruit leaves whisper like low prayer. Under it all, a quiet certainty sets root. If love is true, it can survive not being chosen. That certainty does not cure the ache. It makes space for it, so the hands that carry it do not break. Morning arrives clear, the kind of light that lets you see small truths. James sweeps the yard. The broom bristles whisper over the stone path. The bench is pulled beneath the grapefruit tree. 2 cups, 1 pot of tea, no weapons, only a place to sit. Footsteps come down the lane. The grandmother first, chin lifted. Uncle beside her, hat held like a polite apology. Grandmother. Blood should raise blood. A beat of silence. James. Nee needs safety, not sides. A moment later, Nee's bicycle bell chirps. She rolls in slow, heel on the ground, eyes moving from faces to hands, then to the cups on the bench. Diep steps to the doorway. She does not rush. She holds the frame with one hand like you hold a railing on a moving boat. They greet one another without ceremony. The air is thin as paper. James gestures to the bench. "We're here to listen to Nye," he says. "All of us." He looks at the girl. "You can take your time." She nods and tucks a strand of hair behind her ear, fingers rehearsing courage. Silence opens the circle. Then the grandmother speaks first, voice careful. "I was harsh when your mother needed help," she says. "No excuse. I want to know you now if you will let me." She does not reach. She keeps her hands in her lap. The words land like seeds on bare ground. Deep swallows. The line in her throat tightens, then softens. "I love you, Nee," she says, simple as it needs to be. "If you want to be with grandmother, I will help you pack. If you want to stay, I will cook your favorite soup tonight." The offer is complete either way. That is the shape of love that doesn't beg. Nye's eyes shine. She looks at James. He keeps his face steady. He will not tell her what she should feel. He will only hold the room so feelings can move without knocking over the furniture. "Say what a good week looks like," he suggests, the smallest question, the truest door. She breathes. "I like waking up where my school notes are," she says. "I like feeding the chickens. I like when Diep hums. I like when grandmother tells village stories. I want both." Nye presses a green sticker on grandma and a gold on home. The last two words change the air. The tree seems to lean closer. Climax arrives without a shout. It comes as 3 short blows on a heart's drum. "Choose," the grandmother says. "I can't," Nye whispers. "You can," James answers, and his voice is soft iron. "Choose a week, not a life." The sentence breaks the tight surface. The room exhales. Nee's chin lifts. "Can I stay here for school days and visit grandmother every Sunday?" she asks, voice thin but straight. "And one Saturday each month, sleep at grandmother's house?" The plan stands on small feet. It does not wobble. Diep closes her eyes for a beat, opens them clear. "Yes," she says. The grandmother's hands tremble once, then fold. "Yes." Uncle nods like someone accepting terms that feel fair, deep down in the bones. The sharp edge dulls. The room allows breath again. Now the work of turning choice into ground begins. James writes the plan on a page torn from a notebook. He reads it once. He passes it around. Each adult signs not a legal document, but a promise with ink. He adds one line at the bottom: "If school or health changes, we meet and adjust." The grandmother traces that line with her finger. "Good," she says. They set rituals so feelings have rails. Sunday tea at the grandmother's courtyard at 9. A call every Thursday between Diep and grandmother about homework and small concerns. A calendar pinned by the kitchen window with green stickers for grandmother days and gold for home days. Nye presses the first stickers on, green, gold. The colors make the room lighter. Uncle clears his throat. "Panels," he says. James nods. They move to the side of the house. The men lift wood, measure the frame, and work in short, steady bursts. The sound of hammer on nail is an honest music. Between blows, laughter slips through, thin at first, then fuller. Sweat beads on forearms. The wall closes, and a draft that used to sneak in finds the way barred. Inside, Diep and the grandmother wash rice together. Rinse, spin, pour, do it again. The rhythm is old. It remembers 2 kitchens and 1 village. "Teach me the broth you make," the grandmother says. "The one with ginger." Diep shows the cut she uses, thinner than a coin, a little curl on the edge. They trade small methods like women have across generations when words are not enough. In the afternoon, Nee wheels her bicycle to the gate. The calendar already holds its first green dot. "Sunday," she says, smiling at the grandmother. "Sunday," the older woman repeats. No clutching, a simple echo. They touch knuckles, a tiny bridge. The day thins to amber. James hangs the broom on its nail. He looks at the bench, now with 4 cups. The plan is still only a plan. It will meet tired days, jealous moments, forgotten calls. He knows the shape of human stumble. He decides now to meet each stumble the same way. Not with anger, not with pride, but with another small meeting under the grapefruit tree. Evening cools, they eat. The soup is clear and hot, the ginger a bright river on the tongue. The grandmother tells a story about a market flood in a year with no name. Nee leans forward, elbows on the table, as if the flood were coming down the lane right now. Diep watches the girl's face and commits each expression to memory. James watches both and stores the sound of overlapping voices like a man tucking matches into a dry tin for later. Night again. The house breathes. The panel Uncle fixed holds firm against a new wind. In the bedroom, Nee sleeps with one hand open, palm to the ceiling, as if the day laid a gift there and she forgot to close her fingers around it. Diep brushes the girl's hair once with her fingertips. She turns to go. She pauses. She looks back. She goes. On the porch, James and the grandmother stand a moment in shared quiet. "I did wrong," she says. "Not today. Long ago. He does not absolve. He does not condemn." "You did right today," he says. She nods once, emotion somewhere between grief and peace, and steps into the night with careful feet. Resolution arrives on soft soles. It smells like ginger steam and sawdust. It sounds like a wall that does not rattle. It looks like stickers on a calendar that a child placed herself. Later, James sits beside Diep under the grapefruit leaves. The moon is a thin bowl. Their shoulders rest together. "It won't be simple," he says. "No," she answers, and the word does not frighten either of them. He takes her hand. His thumb finds hers in the dark with the ease of daylight. They do not plan tomorrow. They let the day close. A breeze stirs the branches. Leaves lift and settle like 100 small lungs. Last image, a stone path from door to gate, laid by a child who now knows both directions. Last line, love does not always choose. Sometimes it builds the road between. What road would you build? At dusk, CEO James faces Nee's grandmother at the gate and states a simple truth. Diep adopted Nee when family turned her away. He proposes the only fair path. Let Nee decide. That night, he and Diep agree to honor whatever the girl chooses, even if it hurts. Morning brings a four-way meeting beneath the grapefruit tree. Grandmother admits past harshness. Diep offers unconditional love. James holds the room steady. When pressed to choose, Nye whispers, "I want both." James reframes the choice. Pick a week, not a life. They write a plan. School days with Diep, Sunday visits, one monthly sleepover with grandmother, sign it, and set rituals. Thursday calls, a calendar of green and gold stickers. Uncle helps panel the house. Grandmother and Diep cook ginger soup. Night returns soft. Last image. A stone path from door to gate laid by Nee.